The bold and the beautiful spoilers for Monday, May 12, reveal that Bill Spencer and Liam Spencer's emotions will pour out in a dramatic father-son moment. Liam just sent a text message asking Bill to meet him at Il Giardino, so Bill texted back that he'd love to come. That already sounds promising since Bill stormed out on Liam after their last confrontation. Now that Bill's had some time to cool off, he may hope he can find some common ground with Liam. Of course, knowing Bill as well as we do, he may ask if Liam called this meeting to apologize. Bill might get smug and wonder if his predictions about Liam crawling back for his job are coming true. However, Liam may admit his decision to walk away from Spencer Publications stands, and that he's been reevaluating his priorities lately. As Liam gets choked up, Bill's probably going to have questions about what's really going on. Although Liam's been resisting John Finn Finnegan and Steffy Forrester's pressure to spill to his loved ones, he may cave in when it comes to Bill. Liam might decide he could really use his dad's support and come clean about the fact that he's dying. Perhaps Liam will tell Bill the story of his collapse, brain bleed, emergency surgery, and the scans that revealed he has an inoperable tumor. B&B fans can expect Bill and Liam to talk about the past, present, and what's left of Liam's future on Monday's show. Things are going to get pretty intense in this conversation, so Liam may confess what he's up against and cause Bill to tear up at the thought of losing him. If Liam does offer updates on his grim medical news, Bill may vow to put all his money and connections to good use. There might be some treatment option out there that Liam's medical team has never even heard of. Now that Steffy is wrapping up her own tough conversation with Hope Logan, she may head home soon enough. Will Luda Nozawa still be there when Steffy returns to the Cliff House? Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Soap Spectrum. I am Emily here. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Keep watching, so let's dive into today's video. The bold and the beautiful spoilers preview video for the week of May 12 to 16 reveals that Hope Logan will commit to Liam Spencer as sad Carter Walton eavesdrops. Daphne Rose will make a move in the aftermath, so let's talk about what's in store. B&B's promo kicks off with Hope telling Liam that their future is together. As Hope adds that she doesn't want to spend any more time apart, Carter looks crushed as he listens around the corner. Of course, Carter won't know about Liam's brain tumor news and why Hope is suddenly all Carter will know is that he's devastated since he'll feel like Hope is choosing Liam over him. Daphne has been urging Carter to let Hope go, but he's been reluctant to give up on the woman he loves. Even after Carter overhears Hope's commitment, he'll have a hard time moving on. Nevertheless, Daphne will be eager to pounce and convince Carter that he's not meant to be with Hope. After Daphne kisses Carter's cheek, she may go for his lips next, and could perhaps tempt him into a more passionate encounter. Since Liam will try to push Hope back in Carter's direction later, this could turn into quite the mess. Next, let's talk about Liam's visit to John Finn Finnegan's office. Liam will be on a special mission that involves Hope and Steffy Forrester, so he'll have a big favor to ask. Promise me that you will bring Steffy and Hope together if and when I'm gone, Liam says to Finn in B&B's weekly preview video. Liam isn't aware of it yet, but his imminent demise is already helping Hope and Steffy mend fences. Steffy and Hope recently found common ground, since they both care so much about Liam and hate to see him go. Despite all the terrible predictions regarding Liam's medical condition, Hope and Steffy are struggling to imagine a world without him in it. The bold and the beautiful spoilers say Steffy and Hope will continue to bond over their mutual Liam despair, so stay tuned for updates on the heartfelt scenes to come. The bold and the beautiful spoilers and updates reveal that Beth Spencer and Kelly Spencer might pose two devastating questions in the near future, possibly sooner than expected. Daddy Liam Spencer is on the brink of confronting his most sorrowful trial, yet as he approaches a tragic conclusion. So naturally, there's still a chance for a miraculous twist as this plot unfolds, although at this point, it's going to have to happen very soon. Liam's condition is getting worse. In previous instances, other characters have been saved by unexpected interventions, so we can't completely dismiss the possibility for Liam just yet. However, we must also entertain the notion that Liam might genuinely be facing death, and no miracle will happen. B&B could be crafting this narrative with the intention of removing Liam from the story, all while providing a heavy dose of emotional turmoil. If this is indeed the direction they're taking, Liam and his family are in for a rough ride ahead. Liam is currently managing quite well, but the reality is that his brain tumor will continue to grow, leading to a decline in his health. Despite Liam's hesitance to share details about his condition, Steffy Forrester felt it was important for Hope Logan to be informed. Therefore, Steffy took the initiative to find Hope and provide her with updates on Liam's serious situation. Steffy aims to ensure that Hope is ready for the challenges ahead, and they might also consider preparing their daughters for the changes to come. After all, Kelly and Beth will inevitably notice Liam's deteriorating condition as it unfolds. As the story unfolds, Liam will increasingly find it challenging to maintain a facade of normalcy in front of his cherished daughters. He has been experiencing troubling dizzy spells and severe headaches. The risk of him collapsing again looms larger as his inoperable mass continues to grow, particularly if he suffers a seizure. Eventually, Liam may need to have a tough conversation with Kelly and Beth. Steffy and Hope might encourage him to share the reality of his situation in a gentle, child-friendly manner. This could lead to Beth and Kelly asking two heart-wrenching questions. Are we really losing Daddy? And why can't the doctors fix it? Upcoming spoilers for the CBS soap indicate that the show will continue to explore deep emotions and present grim health forecasts for Liam, so keep watching. In the latest bold and beautiful preview, Liam's diagnosis has led to the moment viewers knew was coming. Plus, can Finn promise to do what Liam asks of him? Steffy has been pushing Liam to tell Hope the truth about his diagnosis, and it took him a long time to get to the point that he was ready to do so. Unfortunately, Steffy couldn't wait any longer and beat him to the punch, revealing that Liam was staying with her and Finn because he was dying. Coming up, with tears in her eyes, Hope tells Liam that their future is together, and she doesn't want to spend any more time apart. However, she has no idea that Carter is listening at the door. Of course, this seems to send Carter running into Daphne Rose's arms. Only last week, he told her he wasn't ready to give up on Hope, but is he now? Daphne tells him that he and Hope were never meant to be and kisses his cheek. Finally, in Finn's office, Liam tells the doctor to promise he'll bring Steffy and Hope together if and when he's gone. The scene of the women embracing one another in tears already suggests that Liam's battle has forced them to put recent bitterness aside. But how long can that last? Plus, given that Hope has chosen Liam, it feels like a sign to expect a miracle and that he will live to see another day. The upcoming week on The Bold and The Beautiful plunges viewers into an emotionally intense narrative filled with life-altering revelations, strained loyalties, and deepening conflicts that threaten the foundations of key relationships. The central storyline this week revolves around Liam, who finally reveals the harrowing truth about his deteriorating health. After weeks of secrecy and isolation, Liam contacts his father, Bill, to meet at Il Giardino. The setting may appear casual, but the revelation is anything but. Liam is dying from an aggressive, inoperable brain tumor. The emotional impact on Bill is immediate and devastating, stripping away his usual stoicism and power. This confession triggers a reflective journey for Liam. He recalls the unwavering support he received from Hope, her strength during their darkest times, and begins to worry about the future of their daughters. His vulnerability and sorrow become the emotional center of the week, drawing in every major character. While Liam battles mortality, another storyline unfolds across town as Finn's loyalty to Steffi is put to the test. Despite claiming commitment to his family, Finn continues to allow Luna to remain a presence in his life. Her visits grow more frequent and intrusive, especially one unexpected appearance at Steffi and Finn's home, which escalates tensions. Steffi, already sensing emotional betrayal, is pushed to the brink. She recognizes the emotional drift in Finn's behavior and demands clarity. However, Finn's inability to firmly shut Luna out only exacerbates the tension, leading to fears that their marriage could collapse. On Tuesday, May 13, Liam reflects on his shared past with Hope, reigniting his emotional connection to her. Meanwhile, Hope becomes increasingly desperate to find a miracle cure. Her focus is not on rekindling romance, but on preserving Liam's life for the sake of their children. However, Liam, sensing time slipping away, selflessly urges her to consider a future without him, even suggesting she open her heart to Carter. Carter finds himself caught in a romantic tug-of-war. Despite Daphne's attempts to pull him in, his commitment to Hope remains firm. He confronts Brooke and confirms he has no intention of walking away from Hope. Daphne, however, intensifies her pursuit, trying to sway him with seduction and persuasion. By Friday, May 16, several plotlines reach critical turning points. Liam, frail but emotionally resolute, makes one final attempt to secure Hope's happiness, urging her to move forward with Carter. This act of selflessness marks a profound moment in the storyline, emphasizing Liam's enduring love and concern for his family's future. Simultaneously, Will steps into a new chapter, deepening his relationship with Elektra, a symbolic gesture of hope amid widespread despair. Perhaps the most poignant development is the unexpected unity between Hope and Steffi. Historically rivals, they begin to find common ground in their shared grief for Liam. As his condition worsens, former animosities start to dissolve, replaced by mutual concern. As the week ends, Finn faces a defining decision. Luna continues to hover, her intentions cloaked in ambiguity, but her effect on Finn is undeniable. With Steffi watching and demanding resolution, the future of their marriage hinges on his next move. His indecision could cost him everything. This week, the bold and the beautiful shifts into high emotional gear. With Liam's health in decline, loyalties fractured, and relationships tested, each character walks a tightrope of emotional reckoning. The stakes have never been higher, and the consequences of inaction could be permanent. The show trades a subtle drama for raw, unfiltered emotion, delivering a week that redefines the future for many of its key players. The bold and the beautiful spoilers and updates tease. There are 3 reasons to believe that the peace between Hope Logan and Steffi Forrester won't last. This ongoing rivalry is not going to disappear permanently, especially as Liam Spencer's terminal illness storyline unfolds, even though Liam's bucket list wish is for peace between his baby mamas. Liam is eager to mend the relationship between Steffi and Hope before he departs. Unbeknownst to him, he has already facilitated a positive change for them. In the episode aired on May 9, Hope shares an emotional hug with Steffi, expressing her gratitude for Steffi's honesty regarding Liam's serious situation. This poignant moment paves the way for a more harmonious relationship between Hope and Steffi, especially with Hope's imminent return to Forrester Creations. Nevertheless, this doesn't imply that their rivalry will be completely resolved. Steffi and Hope were stepsisters for quite a few years, when Taylor Hayes was believed to be dead and Steffi's dad was married to Hope's mom. That very real and emotional hug between the two of them was definitely a step in the right direction. Although Steffi and Hope vowed to set aside their differences, this commitment may prove difficult to uphold. If Liam were to truly pass away and no longer be there to mediate, it could push Steffy and Hope back into conflict. Here are 3 reasons why their fragile peace might crumble. While Liam has been feeling guilty for igniting the conflict between Hope and Steffy, their problems extend well beyond his influence. The love triangle involving Liam significantly contributed to the friction between Steffy and Hope for an extended period, but their disputes have stemmed from numerous other issues as well. This leads us to believe that if Liam were to encounter a serious predicament, it would be unlikely for Hope and Steffy to maintain a cordial relationship. They are bound to discover new points of contention, just as they have repeatedly throughout the years. Hope and Steffy were romantic rivals, for one reason, for many years before Liam came to town. Historical patterns suggest that the truce between Hope and Steffy is unlikely to be lasting. They have attempted reconciliation in the past, but those efforts quickly fell apart. It's hard to have faith that this time will be different. Although Hope and Steffy are likely to unite during Liam's health crisis, that alone won't be sufficient to maintain their amicable relationship in the long run. For one thing, since Hope is the daughter of her mother's rival, Brooke Logan, that is one thing that plays into Steffy's rivalry with Hope. And Steffy being so much like her late grandmother, who she was named after, Stephanie Forrester, she has a built-in prejudice against Logan women to begin with. With Brooke poised to move forward from her destiny with Ridge Forrester when Nick Moran arrives, the show needs drama. As a soap opera, there will always be significant rivalries required to captivate the audience. The ongoing conflict between Steffy and Hope fuels numerous storylines, and B&B might reignite it in the end to maintain the drama. According to spoilers for the CBS soap, Hope and Steffy will share some thoughts on potentially burying their past animosities, but their views could shift later on. Expect Steffy and Hope to evolve in their perspectives as the story unfolds, so keep an eye out for more updates on their journey. The bold and the beautiful spoilers reveal that John Finn Finnegan may inherit Liam Spencer's love triangle problem. The Steffy Forrester and Hope Logan mission could spell trouble, so let's discuss Liam's request and what it means for Finn. The week of May 12 to 16 will bring Liam's visit to Finn's office, where he'll mull over a concern that's been on his mind. Liam knows all this waffling played a big role in why Steffy and Hope have faced so much hostility over the years, so he wants to undo the damage. Although Liam can't go back and fix the past, he'll be determined to create a better future for the mothers of his daughters. Of course, Liam can't make a firm prediction on whether he's got enough time to accomplish his goal. It's tough to say how long it'll take this brain tumor to progress and end Liam's life, so he'll want to make some preparations. If Liam can't help Hope and Steffy head down a more peaceful road, he'll expect Finn to do what needs to be done. During this hospital office visit, Liam will push Finn to promise that he'll bring Steffy and Hope together. If and when Liam's gone, he'll want Finn to help keep the peace and make sure everyone gets along. Of course, things have changed without Liam's knowledge, since Hope and Steffy are already connecting for his sake. Steffy's decision to confess to Hope about Liam's inoperable mass was a game-changer and helped them have something in common again. Hope and Steffy are uniting in their love and concern for Liam at the moment. That said, we should also think about what might happen after Liam passes away, since he's bringing it up. The fact that Liam's asking Finn to tackle this Steffy and Hope project could be significant. Could this be a clue that Finn is inheriting Liam's old love triangle? Liam may not be around to waffle between Hope and Steffy anymore, but Finn might be next. Although Finn previously shut down Hope's advances and made his devotion to Steffy clear, that doesn't rule out future love triangle storylines. If B&B is really getting rid of Liam, there's a chance Finn might take his place as a source of Steffy and Hope conflict. Finn's efforts to bring Hope and Steffy together could ultimately set the stage for more hostility instead. especially if he starts bouncing between women like Liam did for so many years. No matter how things play out, Finn will inherit a problem partially caused by Liam's love triangle. It'll be interesting to see how Finn deals with any Hope and Steffi issues that are still on the horizon. The bold and the beautiful spoilers say Finn may make the promise Liam wants to hear, so stay tuned for updates on any alarming news and tricky dilemmas. The bold and the beautiful must-watch moments for Monday, May 12, show Liam and Bill finally face the past, and it could just change the future. It promises to be a day filled to the brim with drama, and you won't want to miss a second of the show. Tune in to CBS or Paramount Plus to watch. Liam is dying. He collapsed after a huge argument with Bill. Steffi happened to find him and helped him get to the hospital. Ultimately, Finn found out Liam had an inoperable brain tumor. In short, Liam is dying. Finn and Steffi broke the news to him, and Finn wanted them to keep it a secret. However, Steffi told Hope about Liam's impending demise since she's Beth's mom, and Beth needs to spend time with her dad. However, it seems like nobody else knows what's going on with Liam. Bill is still in the dark about his son's condition, and the last words they had led to Liam's collapse. Monday, May 10, 2025, episode 9522, Bill and Liam face the past and each other in a raw, emotional reckoning that could change everything. Fans will see Liam make another bold move after his brain tumor diagnosis. Liam keeps preaching to Hope Logan and Steffi Forrester Finnegan about forgiveness. Then, John Finn Finnegan urged Liam not to keep his loved ones out. At the end of Friday's episode, fans watched as Liam sent his father a text message. Bill will agree to meet with his son. However, it should be noted that they are meeting at Il Giardino, which means their conversation could be overheard. Bill will want to know why his son wanted to meet. At first, Liam might try to smooth things over after their explosive argument. The once glamorous Ridge Forrester is no longer the dashing fashion icon viewers remember. Fans of the bold and the beautiful have voiced concerns about Ridge's declining appeal, questioning why characters like Brooke Logan and Taylor Hayes remain so emotionally invested in him. Online discussions point to a noticeable shift both in Ridge's physical presentation and his romantic entanglements. Longtime viewers recall the earlier portrayals of Ridge as sharply groomed and charismatic. In contrast, the current version, played by Thorsten Kaye, has received criticism for his rugged, often disheveled appearance. This has left audiences puzzled as to why two accomplished women continue to vie for his affection. Spoilers for the CBS soap reveal that Eric Forrester is actively pushing Ridge to reunite with Brooke, despite Ridge's stated commitment to Taylor. This pressure culminates in Ridge rejecting Eric's suggestion that his happiness lies solely with Brooke. Instead, Ridge appears to make a dramatic move toward solidifying his relationship with Taylor, potentially by proposing marriage. However, motivations behind this proposal seem reactive rather than heartfelt. Ridge's actions suggest he's attempting to assert independence from his father rather than following his true feelings. Fans worry that Taylor may end up in a marriage rooted more in defiance than genuine love. Eric's interference becomes increasingly problematic when considering Taylor's fragile emotional history, including her battle with broken heart syndrome. Many viewers feel Eric is disregarding Taylor's well-being while prioritizing Brooke's happiness. This manipulation is triggering a wave of fan backlash on social media. Comments from platforms like Twitter and X highlight discontent with Eric's apparent favoritism toward Brooke. Fans argue that Eric is rewriting past narratives to suit his agenda, ignoring Taylor's consistent loyalty and Ridge's desire to move forward with her. The broader family conflict extends beyond romantic relationships. The aftermath of the leadership shakeup at Forrester Creations, engineered by Hope Logan and Carter Walton, continues to reverberate. Despite her role in the upheaval, Brooke has defended Hope, causing further tension with Ridge and Eric. Hope's recent acknowledgement of her misjudgment is seen by some as too little too late. Still, Brooke remains a constant presence in Ridge's life, and temptation looms large within the walls of Forrester Creations. Even if Ridge follows through with a proposal to Taylor, many speculate the relationship could be short-lived due to unresolved feelings and proximity to Brooke. What infuriates fans most is Eric's willingness to undermine Taylor, despite previously expressing support and even welcoming her into his home as family. Now, he's actively encouraging Brooke to pursue Ridge again, questioning Ridge's loyalty to Taylor, and planting doubts about the legitimacy of their relationship. Some viewers argue that Eric's meddling could trigger another emotional crisis for Taylor, especially if Ridge is manipulated into breaking things off. The concern is not just emotional, it borders on medical, given Taylor's past health issues. Amid this emotional storm, Bold and the Beautiful spoilers suggest a major shift on the horizon. Nick is reportedly returning in June, offering Brooke a potential new beginning outside her long-standing entanglement with Ridge. This development could neutralize Eric's scheme and provide Brooke with an alternative path forward. Inconsistencies between CBS's official episode spoilers and actual airtime content have added to viewer confusion. Events such as the anticipated fashion show and confrontations between Taylor and Brooke have been aired out of sequence, complicating predictions about the story's trajectory. Meanwhile, Steffy Forrester faces her own emotional turmoil as spoilers hint at a devastating medical revelation involving Liam. As the storyline unfolds, Finn is expected to provide more clarity on the severity and treatment options regarding Liam's condition. The Bold and the Beautiful is navigating a complex web of romantic, familial, and corporate drama. With Eric's controversial interference, Ridge's emotional instability, and Taylor's vulnerable position, tensions are peaking. Add in a potential romantic resurgence with Nick and a terminal diagnosis subplot, and it's clear the soap is entering a high-stakes chapter. In a sequence of emotionally charged episodes, The Bold and the Beautiful delivered one of its most impactful storylines to date: the heartbreaking death of Liam Spencer. His terminal illness reached its tragic conclusion, culminating in a powerful farewell that resonated deeply with the characters and viewers alike. Liam's passing marks a pivotal transition, not only within the Spencer and Logan families, but also in the show's broader narrative landscape. As news of Liam's condition surfaced, Hope struggled to process the truth, experiencing a wave of disbelief and sorrow. Despite past tensions, her bond with Liam, strengthened through their daughter Beth, remained unshakable. In a poignant moment on Steffy's back patio, Hope expressed her wish to bear his suffering herself. Liam, ever humble, dismissed the notion and instead expressed gratitude for their shared life and daughter. His focus remained on making the most of his remaining time, culminating in a cherished day at the park with Hope and Beth. That family outing, intended as a joyful memory, took a sudden turn when Liam collapsed. In his final moments, he mustered the strength to tell Hope, "I love you. I love Beth. Tell Kelly I love her too." Paramedics arrived quickly, but Liam succumbed to his illness, leaving behind a grieving family and community. The aftermath was marked by raw emotion and quiet devastation. Hope clung to Beth in the waiting room, while others, Steffy, Finn, Ridge, Brooke, Wyatt, and Bill, gathered in solemn support. The Spencer offices halted operations, and the Forrester mansion fell under a shadow of mourning. Liam's funeral, held on a serene hillside, drew family, friends, and even past rivals. Hope's eulogy honored his legacy of kindness, while Steffy and Wyatt added personal tributes to the man who deeply impacted all their lives. Liam's will reflected his enduring role as a father. He left his assets equally to Beth and Kelly, and wrote personal letters to Hope, Steffy, Wyatt, and his daughters. These heartfelt messages offered closure and comfort, reaffirming Liam's character and values. In the days following his death, Hope and Steffi grew closer, united by shared loss and a renewed commitment to raising their children with love. Meanwhile, the episode hinted at brewing drama in another corner of Los Angeles. Poppy Nozawa, reeling from her daughter Luna's criminal actions and her own tarnished reputation, remained in town despite the fallout. Her social exile was palpable, but speculation around a potential romance with either Carter Walton or Deacon Sharp provided a glimmer of intrigue. With Carter emotionally vulnerable and Deacon navigating marital tension, both men emerged as potential anchors in Poppy's quest for redemption. In this layered storyline, emotional loss and speculative romance intersect. As the characters grapple with grief and uncertain futures, Liam's legacy continues to shape their decisions and relationships. Whether through whispered conversations, heartfelt letters, or speculative pairings, his presence remains central to the evolving dynamics of The Bold and the Beautiful. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers tease that Ridge Forrester and Taylor Hayes' love story has a fork in it. Fans were happy when Taylor and Ridge reconnected. Or should we say that fans who were over Ridge and Brooke Logan were excited? Let's face it, Tridge versus Bridge has been played out a time or 10. Taylor seems to always be the second banana to Bridge. And yet, do any of these pairings ever work out? That's because of Playboy designer Ridge and his willingness to swap out the blonde for the brunette at a moment's whim. Right now, Ridge has sworn off Brooke away and is standing by Taylor. But in a recent B&B episode, fans heard him utter a phrase that then lit up the rumor mill. It happened when Ridge told Brooke that he is committed to Taylor. He pretty much said the same thing to Eric Forrester. Why is this a problem? Only because Ridge has never been truly committed to anyone. Does Ridge have commitmentitis? He seems awk being committed to Taylor, but how often has he said he loves her? Being committed sounds as if Ridge is obligated to Taylor, are we right? Here's the thing. She could suddenly catch broken heart syndrome all over again if Ridge dumps her. Surely no one wants that to happen. Ridge also doesn't want to offend his kids, Steffi Forrester and Thomas Forrester. But the show seems intent on making Ridge feel obligated to Tay-Tay. Thus, we predict her heart will soon be broken again. Tell us, B&B fans. Is Ridge really over Brooke's CEO betrayal, and he's hiding it well? We also have another factor in the spicy mix. Nick Marone is heading back to town. Do you think that Ridge's jealousy of his brother will provoke him into acting rash? Brooke said that she would be reunited with Ridge by Christmas. What do you think about that bold and beautiful proclamation? Be sure to catch up on everything happening with B&B right now. Come back here often for the bold and the beautiful spoilers, news, and updates, and make us your favorite hotspot. In a dramatic and emotionally charged twist on The Bold and the Beautiful, a long-held secret threatens to dismantle the fragile foundation of Ridge Forrester and Taylor Hayes' rekindled romance. As their long-anticipated wedding approaches, Taylor unburdens herself of a revelation that sends shockwaves through the Forrester family. Ridge is not Steffi's biological father. Taylor's confession stems from a moment decades earlier when she and fellow psychiatrist James Warwick, trapped in a life-threatening storm, shared an intimate encounter. Unaware of the potential consequences, Taylor later discovered she was pregnant with twins, Steffi and the now-deceased Phoebe. Despite her deep-rooted doubts about the children's paternity, she kept silent, choosing to protect Ridge's relationship with Steffi. Haunted by guilt and unable to proceed with their wedding under false pretenses, Taylor reveals the truth to Ridge in a heartfelt conversation. The disclosure devastates him. Though the emotional blow is profound, Ridge reaffirms his unwavering love for Steffi, emphasizing that being a father transcends biology. Their wedding is postponed, not canceled, as both parties agree to rebuild trust before moving forward. The fallout continues as Taylor confesses the truth to Steffi. While emotionally shaken, Steffi remains grounded in the belief that Ridge is her true father in every meaningful sense. She later confronts Ridge, seeking reassurance. Ridge, in turn, confirms his role in her life has not changed, solidifying their bond despite the DNA revelation. Meanwhile, James Warwick returns to Los Angeles at Taylor's request. His reunion with Steffy is tense, but signals the beginning of a possible connection. The revelation also ripples through the broader cast, with Brooke Logan openly criticizing Taylor for hiding the truth for decades, though even she acknowledges Ridge's maturity in handling the situation. As Ridge reflects on the past and the meaning of fatherhood, he ultimately chooses love and acceptance. His identity as Steffy's dad remains unshaken, reinforced by memories and years of unwavering support. Simultaneously, the emotional landscape intensifies as Luna Nozawa aggressively seeks a deeper connection with Finn Finnegan. Utilizing manipulative tactics, Luna appeals to Finn's compassion, framing her troubled past as a consequence of his absence. Despite Finn's efforts to maintain emotional distance, Luna's calculated pleas exploit his vulnerabilities, especially in light of Liam Spencer's devastating medical diagnosis. Across town, Steffy reveals Liam's terminal brain tumor to Hope Logan, a disclosure that tests the limits of their strained relationship. Hope reacts with disbelief and emotional turmoil, but as Steffy provides context and proof, a fragile understanding begins to emerge. The conversation, set against a backdrop of family memories and shared grief, opens the door to a potential alliance between the two women, rooted in their mutual love for Liam. This pivotal episode of The Bold and the Beautiful weaves together layered emotional narratives, each laced with betrayal, reconciliation, and personal evolution. As characters confront painful truths and navigate complicated dynamics, the show underscores a central theme. Love, in all its complexity, often defies genetics and expectations. Tune in to find out about the drama in Los Angeles. The Bold and the Beautiful must-watch Moments weekly update for May 12 to 16 teases the week ahead, brings Hope's conviction that she and Liam will fight what's ahead. Plus, Carter tells Brooke he doesn't plan to give up on Hope. Luna also makes a surprise visit to Finn and Steffy. Tune in next week so you can catch all of the action in Los Angeles. Monday, Steffy found herself pushing Liam to open up to Hope about what was really going on with his health. She knew the weight he carried and how much it cost him to keep the truth hidden. Steffy believed Hope had a right to know and insisted Liam owed her honesty. Although he hesitated, still processing the prognosis himself, Steffy made it clear that staying silent would only hurt everyone more in the end. Tuesday, Liam and Steffy continued grappling with the brutal reality of his condition. The weight of his prognosis hung heavily in the air as they tried to face what the future might hold. Steffy remained fiercely supportive, but her worry was palpable. Liam, meanwhile, struggled with feelings of guilt and helplessness. He hated the idea of burdening Hope and questioned how much she could truly handle. Wednesday, Brooke didn't know what hit her when Deacon came out of left field with a bold suggestion about what Hope should do next. She was clearly rattled, unsure if Deacon's advice was protective, manipulative, or just misguided. Meanwhile, Steffy and Hope found an unexpected connection through Liam's situation. For once, the tension between them eased, and they stood together in a rare moment of solidarity. They both loved Liam in different ways, and that shared love formed a fragile temporary alliance. Luna stood her ground and made it clear that she wasn't giving up on Finn, no matter what it took. She knew the odds weren't in her favor, but she vowed to find a way to make their relationship real. Across town, Steffy finally opened up to Hope and laid bare the truth about Liam's condition. Hope was blindsided by the news, left reeling as she tried to make sense of it all. Steffy's delivery was honest, if not a little protective, but the impact was undeniable. Finn loves his wife, but if Bridget throws her hat in the ring, that could change everything. Bold and the Beautiful has never shied away from scandalous love affairs, but what if the next one is a little closer to home? Just imagine if Finn, The devoted husband and father suddenly finds himself drawn to someone who should be off limits. Someone like his brilliant, beautiful coworker, Dr. Bridget Forrester. It starts innocently enough with late nights at the hospital and intense conversations as they put their heads together to try and save Liam from dying. Bridget, with her undeniable charm and intelligence, becomes a breath of fresh air for Finn. He admires her dedication and finds himself craving her presence, even when he knows he shouldn't. Soon, stolen glances turn into lingering touches, and what began as a connection spirals into a sizzling secret affair. But secret romances come with a price. Finn's guilt gnaws at him as his feelings for Bridget deepen. Meanwhile, Bridget is torn. She never planned to betray Steffi, but her chemistry with Finn is undeniable. Will they give in to passion or fight their desires to protect their families? This forbidden romance could be a game changer for everyone in Los Angeles, setting the stage for explosive drama and emotional turmoil. As Finn struggles with his conscience, Steffi may begin to sense something is off. Suspicion could turn into heartbreak, especially if she catches a fleeting moment between her husband and Bridget. But the ripple effects won't stop there. Bridget's mother, Brooke, could uncover the truth, leading to a devastating confrontation between mother and daughter. Brooke, with her history of scandalous affairs, may see herself in Bridget and truly realize the apple never falls far from the tree. Will she rat her out, though, or will Brooke help her daughter cover up her sins? Meanwhile, Finn will have to face the consequences of his actions. Steffi has lived through much trauma to be with this man. Both his mother and his daughter have tried to kill her, for crying out loud. Will this be the end of the line, though? Steffi can get over attempted murder, but she'll never get past Finn having feelings or another woman, especially not a Logan.